Hello my PC students. This next set of videos is going to be on the if statement, some vertical lookup, some horizontal lookup. So the first one, the first two or three will all be basic if statements. So an if statement means if this is true, do something. If it's not true, do something else. The answer is yes or no, true or false. There's no maybes. So let's take a look at the first assignment. So anyways, I want you to go to File, go to Open, and I want you to go to Browse, and we want to go to your classes drive. Hold on here. Let me go to my classes drive. So here's my classes drive, and I want to go to PC, and we want to go to teaching documents, and I've split this up now. I've got basic formulas in one folder and if statements here. So I'm going to go to my if statements folder, and I want the one called 0. So I'm going to put in ZERO just to find it faster, and there it is, and I'm going to left double click to open it. Okay, XX0 is on my screen, so the first thing I'm going to do is go File, Save As, and I'm going to go to Browse. I'm going to go to My Folder. I'm going to go to Print Com, and I've made Excel here, and I've made a folder for if statements. So I'm going to put it in there, and click in the file name box, press Home, type in my name and the current date, and whatever the current date is appropriate for you, and save it. And now let's go to View, let's go to Zoom and Custom, and we'll put in 150. Okay, so up in the corner here I have values. You can see 23, 34, and so on. And over here you can see values. Alright, I'm going to go to C1 and put in my if statement. Now I want to put in equals, and this is simple, IF for if, open your parentheses. And I want to say that in these cells where it's 0, I want you to say you cannot divide by 0. Okay, so and if there's a 0 there, put down the words you cannot divide by 0. But otherwise, perform the calculation and take 23 divided by 2. So my logical test, and look at those words, your logical test, you have to put in the condition. What is that you want to test for? All right, I want to know if cell B2, or pardon me, B1 is equal to 0. Okay, that's my condition. If it equals 0, that's my test. Now watch, the computer tells you to put a comma in here. So put a comma in, and now do you see the value if true is bold? Okay, the value if true, I want to put in cannot divide by 0. So I have to use quotation marks. There's my quotation marks because I'm putting in text. All right, and I want to put in cannot divide by 0. And I'm going to put an exclamation mark, quotation marks. All right, close your parentheses. Oh, pardon me, I'm not finished. Hold on, don't close your parentheses. Put a comma in. And now I have to put in the false value. So if it equals 0, you put in cannot divide by 0. But if it does not equal 0, like in this case it equals 2, then perform the calculation of A1 divided by B1. Now close your parentheses, and you must always have matching parentheses. So if you've got a black one here, you've got to have a black one here. If you don't have, it doesn't work. And it'll tell you mismatched parentheses. All right, press enter, and you got 11.5. 23 divided by 2, exactly as you expected. Now drag it down and widen your column, of course, and take a look. The 0 says cannot divide by 0. So when the answer was true, it put in those words. When the answer was not true, it divided like you asked it to. Now you could use any number of decimal places. If you want to go, usually we go with 2 decimal places, but if you want to go with 3, go with 3. But there you've got all your decimal places, and you've got for the zeros cannot divide by 0. And that's how easy an if statement is. You know, if here's the condition, is it true? If it's true, put in cannot divide by 0. If it's not true, perform the calculation. A1 divided by B1. So quite simple, actually. All right, we'll stop there. So save your work.